Welcome back to Chelsea News TV, and today we're going to look at 4 things spotted in Chelsea training as Thomas Tuchel prepares the Chelsea players for their game versus Aston Villa. So the first thing on the list is the fact that Trevor Chalobah has perfect opportunity to start versus Aston Villa, and you can clearly see over here that Trevor Chalobah is someone that has got a great opportunity. The way the summer transfer has gone in his favour, given the fact that Kurt Zouma has left the football club and joined West Ham, and with Chelsea not being able to complete their transfer for the likes of Jules Koundé, it gives Trevor Chalobah the great opportunity to play in that right centre-back position and make that position his, because you have players such as Andreas Christensen who look likely to extend his contract, whereas Antonio Rudiger's situation with his contract is something that is still a situation which we will still have to look until the later stages, until this contract runs out, because right now it's could be 50-50. And when it comes to Thiago Silva, someone that more or less operates in the main centre-back role, and Christensen, someone that can operate in that right centre-back role but prefers the main centre-back role, it comes to Trevor Chalobah to fill in at that right centre-back position and allow the likes of Azpilicueta and Reece James to fight for the right wing-back position. But it's a great opportunity for him to start versus Aston Villa, have the opportunity to showcase what he did in the first game in this Premier League where he scored that beautiful goal versus Crystal Palace. Now it's time for him to replicate that versus Aston Villa, because Aston Villa have conceded a few goals but they have been scoring goals as well. So he can work on his defensive side against a very good Aston Villa side with top players such as Emiliano Buendia, players such as Danny Ings who have already hit this ground running with a lot of goals already, players that can really cause a difference such as the wingers such as El Ghazi, players that that can cause Chalobah some problems, but this will improve his ability overall. So the next thing on the list is the fact that Saúl Ñíguez enjoys his second training session, and the fact that he has a great opportunity to start in the midfield versus the likes of Aston Villa, because the current midfield is in a little bit of problems for the Chelsea team, and that shows what Marina Granovskaya and Thomas Tuchel are very good at, is their transfer strategy. They realise that if two midfielders from that midfield are injured, that is going to be a huge concern for the Blues, and that is why they has made the decision to bring in Saúl Ñíguez on a loan deal. And I think that's a transfer masterstroke itself, because say Chelsea did spend that £40 million on Saúl Ñíguez, and imagine it didn't turn out to be a success. But since Chelsea have made the opportunity to sign him on a loan move, it means that Saúl Ñíguez has a great opportunity to impress. If he doesn't impress, then it doesn't mean Chelsea have to buy the option to buy. And when it comes to if he impresses, then more or less Chelsea will be likely to buy him. But they're also looking at other midfield recruitments such as the likes of Aurelien Tchouameni, other midfielders such as Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham. These have all been players that have been still linked with the Blues in this as we go on to the January transfer window. And Saúl Ñíguez's future is still in a different situation. It could mean that he returns back to Atletico and has just a 1-year experience, because I think he does love Atletico Madrid to the fullest of his abilities. He does love the football club, and that is something that he probably wants to do as well. Maybe if he doesn't like it at London, he doesn't like it at Chelsea, then it's all going to work well for all parties at this moment in time, and it shows that he has a great opportunity to impress versus Aston Villa. But one thing I've seen is the fact that he's a very good leader in the dressing room. So the next thing on the list is the fact that Ben Chilwell enjoys the weather at Cobham, and when it comes to London, recently it has been a very scorching weather for the Blues, for the other players that have been living in England, because when it comes to these players, it has been a very peculiar weather at September with a lot of sunshine, and that is something where Ben Chilwell has a great opportunity to now come in, because he has to show Thomas Tuchel that he wants to be the regular starter, he wants to be the person that plays in that left back position, and show that he deserves that number 1 spot, and show Gareth Southgate that he deserves to be returning to that England squad, because he hasn't been chosen. Him alongside a number of players that played in the European qualifiers have not been chosen into the World Cup qualifiers. I mean, the Euro 22 has not been Euro 2020 has not been chosen to the World Cup qualifiers, and that is one in Ben Chilwell. Players such as Phil Foden, but that's due to injury. Jadon Sancho, another one. These players have not been given opportunity again in the World Cup qualifiers. So it's a great opportunity for Chilwell to impress Tuchel, because Tuchel has stated that the reason why Ben Chilwell hasn't started is the fact that because he was having an important period at Chelsea, at England during the Euros, and he needs a little bit more rest, but I don't think he really played that much in my opinion. So when it comes to Chilwell, he needs to impress now. That £50 million price tag, the £50 million transfer, something that was bought under Frank Lampard, needs to be a success, and he needs to start showing performances. Yes, he's won the Champions League. Yes, he's on the verge of becoming a big player, but he needs to start first to overtake Marcos Alonso, who equally is impressive. So the final thing on the list is the fact that the fringe players at Chelsea do get the opportunity, and one person in particular is Lewis Bates, someone that was brought under at a very young age, and he was someone that has been given opportunity to play for the Blues, and you can see there are some fringe players that have been given opportunity, and Chelsea are realising that, look, we need to fill that midfield position. We have players such as Ross Barkley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, players that have been fringe players that went out on loan to different areas, but now have the perfect opportunity to come in, try to impress in this international break because the other players are not there, and try to get a look in from the likes of Tuchel and his training and his coaching staff. And when it comes to Lewis Baker, someone that has struggled to impress after he was someone that was brought in. But when it comes to the players such as Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who have went out on loan to Fulham the last time around, need to now impress Thomas Tuchel, needs to show that they're deserving of at least a substitute appearance when the players are injured, because that midfield, for instance, is a perfect position. Lewis Baker, and who is just on the screen, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, all two players that have a great opportunity to come in that midfield, maybe partnering Saul Niguez because Kante looks injured, and the decision probably is that Tuchel will let him rest for this game because there's a more important game in the Champions League. But when it comes to players such as Loftus-Cheek, to play versus Aston Villa should be an easy competition since he has played before, and the players around him would be able to guide him to the right path, and hopefully the fringe players can make an impact and really be useful. So we will have to wait and see how Chelsea performs at the end of this season. If you want to see more daily videos from Chelsea News TV, make sure you click the subscribe button, hit the like button so I know you enjoyed the video, and share the video to your Chelsea friends and family. Click one of the videos on the screen and I'll see you there.